Hi, what's going on guys, Salim here, and in today's video, I finally present to you the best Paragon balance build for 5th Age PvP. Now, this has been a long time coming, and the reason it has been is because this pet took me almost 3 weeks to make. Every single day, I hatched, I tried to make the pet, it failed. It kept failing over and over, but as of today, we have made the pet, so I finally have all the accurate statistics for you guys for this video. If you guys are new, feel free to subscribe. I do post every single day, and we're trying to get to 2K subs for 2023. And let's see if we can get to about 40 or 50 likes on today's video. I've honestly been having such a fun time on the balance this meta. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best schools. I have my tier list video coming out pretty soon, I think, as of the time of me recording this. Actually, I think it'll be yesterday, if my schedule is correct. But, yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off with the stats here, you get 10,300 health. The reason that I'm missing, 150 is because I'm missing a health jewel on my amulet at the moment. But, it'll be 10,300. You get 152 damage on a balance, which is honestly really solid. You get 52 res, which is, a bit lower than usual, but it's enough to be, get the job done. You get about 91 flat resist. Again, I'm missing a flat resist jewel, so you just do the math there. 21 accuracy, so you can't fizzle anything but aura pops, but you'll see where we compensate for that in the future. Next page, we have 570 crit and about 550 block rating. So both the crit and the block is really solid. I was playing around, trying to go for like 600 crit, but then I would have to sacrifice a lot of block rating. And in my opinion, block rating is a more important statistic in this meta anyways. 43 Pierce, without a Clockwork Courser, without a Mighty on the pet, by the way. Absolutely insane. Don't know why defensive schools can get this crazy of stats and not give up anything. Still just boggles my mind to this day. 75% pip conserve, so you'll almost always conserve. 100% pips, so you won't pip fail, and your shad rating is good enough to the point where it's just RNG on who gets the first because the stat is a little bit buggy right now. So yeah, the stats are probably kind of melting your mind. It still is kind of, sinking in my head too a little bit. Now, I'm going to show you guys the build and the deck I am running as well. So we have the Merciless Hat, we have the Merciless Robe, we have the Merciless Boots, and the Merciless Wand. Now, you could use Supreme, but you lose crit, you lose a damage, it's the same pierce. You would only use Supreme if you want an extra wand hit, or if you want the shad rating. However, again, shad rating right now is a little bit buggy, and the devs are, they're gonna hopefully be working on that to make it feel more impactful in the game. But as of right now, everybody should be running Merciless Wand for the most part, maybe except for Storm, right? But when they do fix shad rating, you could definitely go with the Supreme build for sure. Next up, you have the Merciless Athame. Again, nothing quite compares to it with the gear audit. You're going to want a pip socket on this one. Then I'm actually going to recommend the Ice Mastery. I was playing around with the Death and the Myth Mastery. Myth Mastery is really good too. Reason being, you can counter weaknesses like Grim Reader and set up your Jhin. You can Earthquake, you can stun combo easier, you can Loser's Defense, which I call Jin's Defense because, it's just broken right now. You can do all that, but I don't want to, feel obligated to use a Mastery just for, like, Jin's Defense, really. So I'm not going to use the Myth Mastery anymore. So I would recommend Ice. Reason being, you can counter Blades on an Ice, and you can actually counter weaknesses. So you basically cover all the grounds with this mastery. You counter blades, you counter traps, you counter overtimes because you're balanced, right? And you counter weaknesses. You just counter everything basically with this amulet. So you guys will see a bit more of that in the deck setup part. Next up, Mercy Ring. Again, nothing quite compares to it. Aphrodite is decent, but you know, it's just not as good as Mercy, to be quite honest with you. Next up, we have the pet. Typical meta pet for almost every school, I would say. Maybe except for life, obviously. Now you might be like, Liam, what is that pet? I've made videos on this pet before, but basically, it's Cat Thug. It shifts 2 turns of tempo. Think of it like a Steel Ward, I guess, in some sense, right? It does the same functionality as Steel Ward for about, you know, the same turn of tempo. So, very good card. Balance doesn't really have that great of pets right now. So, I think Cat Thug is the best in my opinion. Next up, Rock Mount. Again, using D-Lance and Rock Mount to get the perfect pip chance, right? Because you give up pips on all 3 pieces right here, obviously. So, then we're using the Supreme Ancient One deck for the extra bit of health. The block rating, which is very important. I'll show you why. And the pip conserve. So if I take off the deck, I only have 500 critical, which is pretty bad. Now, again, like I said, I was running a critical deck earlier to get me to like about, you know, 600. But then I was missing like 100 block and, you know, I don't know. It didn't feel comfortable. I think the Ancient One deck, you know, is solid. You fill the gap with the block. You still get conserve, and it gives you the most health at, you know, the time of me recording Lemuria. So I think this is the best deck, hands down, for a Bounce Wizard right now, 5th Age, Season 1. And, yeah, I think that's really about it. This is the deck I'm running right now. You might think, what the hell is this, Liam? Fair point. But, let me explain. So, you want this, obviously, for, you know, weakness spammers, Grim Reader, right? Maybe Obsidian Colossus. This actually is pretty good, especially if you run a Nested, which isn't bad. So I'm going to recommend packing maybe 1 Ellie Trap to set this up against PvE Andes. So you throw on an Ellie Trap, you know, if they blade a bit, you can do this. And then you can actually set up a really nice Nested or a really nice Hydra as well, especially if you have Spellamented Hydra. However, I'm a max wizard, so I cannot obtain max tier at this time because Kingsisle needs to fix that. But, yeah, so it's actually not that bad, to be honest with you. Especially if you combine this with, like, Spectral Blast when you tier that up. Honestly, really not bad and underrated, in my opinion. Then, yeah, this is my deck I am using. Again, Nested, I would recommend it, obviously, because if you throw in an Ellie Trap, it's basically like a Mockinspiel, just about, unless you hit ice, right? But it's a free buffed thing, so yeah, I would honestly recommend this just for the PvE Andes. But if you're not having issues with PvE Andes, I guess you could take this out and put in an extra mock or something. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm running, guys. That's what's working for me. This is my side deck as well, if you guys are interested. I mean, some people might have questions on, you know, why I have side deck gaze and why I have triage. The reason I don't have the clockwork thing in is, again, because I'm a max wizard. I cannot obtain, you know, the tiers to get the shift, whatever, right? So I just kind of have to settle with triage until they make it accessible for max wizards, more accessible, I should say. Also, triage still isn't bad, you know, just 1 pip, get rid of a noob pip, right? It's still a good move, an incredible move if you time it right. So yeah, that's really it for the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, I know it was a long time coming. It is finally here, and yeah, I don't know. Balance is in a really good spot right now in the meta. However, I do think, you know, mana burn should be capped. I think is probably the best thing to do, just to, you know, get this card out of the history books for being like OP and spammable. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this far. Again, feel free to subscribe and like if you are or haven't, you know, done it yet. And I'll see y'all in the next one. As always, take care, guys.